I try to imagine what it must have been like growing up an only child with a single mom, all to yourself, and a house full of other adults to dote on you too. You marry, you leave home, and boom, there I am, expecting you to meet my every need. How did we make it, Mom? And why were you so determined to complicate it for us? I struggled mightily to keep our special partnership going, to be your first, your oldest, the mature one. I demonstrated I knew grown-up words and when not to use them. Certainly not at Sunday dinner with the stuffy Upmores. So I never actually said, I only almost said that naughty word, shit, 6 times. Looking for grown-up dinner conversation? In first grade, I dazzled you with news the Pope had died. Poor uneducated Steve thought Pope pie was Popeye, and he had no idea Pope pie had authored the 10 Commandments. You relied on me. On the eve of my 13th Christmas, you confided you had given away our stocking stuffers to a needy family. You cried, and so did I. You would count on me to be cheerful the next morning, shielding the younger kids from disappointment. You taught me to knit. You taught me to sew. You invited me to nitwits like a grown-up friend. We even raised our babies together, my first, your last. Watching you, I learned that so-called maturity does not rule out fun. On the contrary, better to wrap your life in humor, creative play, and plain old nitwit absurdity. I did grow up. So glad I had you to show me how. Happy birthday, pretty mama.
Hello, Jean. This is your oldest and, more importantly, favorite son-in-law, married to your sweet, quiet, timid firstborn child. Think back with me to my initial trip to Fort Smith in the late 90s. You and Joe did your best to fulfill my vision of what Arkansas was like. Remember, to that point in my life, I'd never stepped a foot in Arkansas. I imagined you and Joe, and still to be met Annie Boo, Steve, Rick, Pat, and their families, living in something like Dogpatch. Your tar paper shacks complete with overstuffed couches on the front porches, with pigs and chickens running all over the front yard. Quite a picture of Fianna Hills. You and Joe did your best to accommodate my vision by wearing Oshkosh by gosh coveralls when you picked us up at the airport. First night at your house, you asked what I would like to drink. I answered vodka martini, but with an onion instead of an olive, so technically a Gibson. Everyone in the room looked at me like I had 2 heads for putting an onion in my drink. Shortly thereafter, you came to Arizona, where I was so glad that you got to meet my mom, Betty. Like everyone else, she immediately loved you. The two of you got along so well. And after I lost Betty, you, Joe, and your family made me feel like a much-loved member of yours. I won't forget either, as I was going through my 3-year bout with hepatitis C, how your constant prayers, together with those of the nitwits, were a big part of the victory. You filled a very important part of my family, Jean, and I love you so very much for that. Happy 90th, with my deepest love.
Hi, Mom. Can't believe that you're having a 90th birthday, and you know what that means, that just in a few days you're going to have a 68-year-old son. Wow. It's hard to believe I've made it this far. But you know, you're the best mom ever. I'm not sure how you ever did it. 8 kids. I can't imagine. Probably 50 loads of laundry a week. And the funny thing is diapers, diapers, diapers. Did you ever think you'd get done folding diapers and washing them out in the toilet? Wow. Anyhow, I don't know, but it seems like that Pinto wasn't big enough to haul the groceries. You probably needed a truck, and Dad wouldn't let you use his. It was too big for you to drive anyway. So I remember going for groceries with you, going to Uterman's, and we'd have 5 of us clone Nolties in line with each one in our dollar bill so we could get 3 half-gallons of milk, and then we were off to the day-old bread store. What a deal. And Mother, you always had a smile. It was never too much. It was just unbelievable. I know you got I know where you got your wonderful demeanor, Mother. It was from Grandma, because she always had a smile on her face, and I guess it was you caught that from her. But she was a wonderful mom too, as you well know. Anyhow, you're the best mom. I can't say it too many times. So anyhow, I have some pictures here, and I can remember you riding with Dad on the Harley, and you got so tired of looking at the back of his head, you told me I had to get you your own. So I sent the other picture of you riding your own Harley. Anyhow, Mom, I love you so much, and we'll be seeing you soon. Bye now.
It has been said, this, the third, is your most challenging offspring. As I look back to my 7 brothers and sisters and all their antics growing up, I think, really? But then my siblings are always happy to remind me, you tried your darndest to get me to Sears and Roebuck etiquette training for young ladies, and I wasn't having it. Comb your hair, wear shoes, maybe even a dress? No way. Poor Lon. Someone even said that after being dropped off at Holy Rosary School for 1st grade, I ran away. And though you drove the family station wagon, Mom, rumor is I beat you back home. Another unfounded rumor is that I frequently refused to eat and sat at the table until bedtime, or until your mother's heart couldn't stand it, and, observing my scrawny body and fearing starvation, Mom, you made me a peanut butter and honey sandwich. I even snuck out, they say, with Harris to spend the night in Oak Cemetery. I'm not admitting to anything, but don't all young girls want to sleep at least one night in a cemetery? Mom, I thank you for helping me with Dad on that one. Okay, Mom, after thinking about it, I'll accept that in the pool of challenging Nolte kids, I'm at least in the top 4. But, Mom, you hung in there with me, with unconditional love and amazing grit. I am, still, amongst the living. You did manage to teach me a manner or two, Mom, despite my obstinance, and when I'm at my best, it is you I think about with great gratitude. I am most thankful you taught me how to stay positive, focused, loving, and determined in meeting my own challenges as a mother. How lucky am I to have such a joyful, yet strong and resolute mom? I'll answer that. I simply won the mom lottery. Love you so very much, Mom. Happy 90th trip around the sun.
Happy birthday, Jeannie. It's your son-in-law, Lon Light, married to number 3, Nancy. I was thinking about your 8 children and their cumulative lives and how they add up to over 500 years, over 6,000 months, over 180,000 days, and over 4 million hours. In those cumulative lives, I know they're going to try to capture a few slices in this virtual birthday tribute to you. And I know they'll be clever and witty and fun for you, but I just know that they represent a small slice of what you've done for everyone in your family. And I'm not sure it could capture all the love and appreciation that we have for you, but I know you'll enjoy it, and I wish we could be there. And so we send our warm love from a very hot July Arizona desert. We love and miss you. Happy birthday, Nannie.
Hi, Nannie. It's Rick. Let me start by saying happy birthday. I hope I make it to 90 like you did, and I can only hope that I will look and feel as healthy as you do today. It's an honor to be here celebrating this milestone with you. We have an incredible family, and I feel truly blessed to be a part of it. It always amazes me that this great big family is a direct result of you and Pawpaw. There's so many stories to tell about us, but the ones that really come to my mind are the ones that when we were young, like going to Uterman's Market when milk was 3 half gallons for $1 with a limit of 3. You would give us $1.03 and tell us to go in there and each buy 3 half gallons. But you had to remind us, and you would say, now don't go in there and start fighting. You have to act like you don't know each other. Of course, everyone in there knew that we were related because we all looked just alike. Then we would leave there and go to Colonial Bakery's thrift store and load the trunk with day-old bread that I would then use to make lunches for all of my lazy, worthless, good-for-nothing brothers and sisters. You were always there to support me as I grew up and left home for college. When I started my career, getting married, you were there to encourage me always in everything I did. But I think the single most influential thing you did in my life is the way you lived your life through your faith in Jesus Christ. Your convictions to your faith and to the Catholic Church has always been an inspiration to me. I've always been amazed that you never wavered on your love and your dedication to God. In closing, I just want to say how wonderful it has been to grow up as your son, and I can't thank you enough for everything you have done for me, for Donna, for our 3 boys, and now for our grandson, Brooks. I love you. Happy birthday.
This is Donna. From the moment I became a part of the Joe Nolte family, a young, naive country girl who somehow landed the most eligible bachelor in Fort Smith in 1986. I remember having a feeling of wonderment. But the Nolte family meals with a table centered around love was the thing that resonated with me the most. I always longed for the bond built between, the love of parents and family that the family that Joe and Jean created together. But anyway, however, the biggest memory was when Nannie asked me to bring a vegetable, and I said, sure, Mrs. Nolte. I make a really great deviled egg. So, to that, I want to say thank you for teaching me a lot about cooking throughout the years, and happy 90th birthday to the woman who taught me the difference between a vegetable and a deviled egg. Love you, Nannie. Happy birthday.
Mother, as I reflected on the message I wanted to send to you. I thought I would put it in song version, but Court suggested otherwise. So then I started to reflect on the word mother, and here were some of my thoughts. The greatest job in the world, selflessness, unconditional love, sleepless nights, cheerleader, snuggles, and a lifetime adventure. All of this you know well as you entered motherhood 69 years ago at the young age of 20. You are blessed to have 8 loving children, but most of all, the 8 of us are blessed to call you mother. As a middle child, I'm certain many of my questionable adventures went unnoticed. The older siblings were babysitters for the rest of us and had more rules to abide by. The younger pups were spoiled and had advantages like rides to school and trips to the convenience store on Saturday mornings for a bag of candy. One fond memory I have is Christmas mornings. They were magical. I still don't know how you did it, but there were gifts for all of us, and the excitement was unmeasurable. Oh, and we certainly could not even peek at the tree until Grandma Rowlett arrived. Just another way you emphasized the importance of family. I had a unique advantage on Christmas morning that my siblings did not have. As the sickly child, and as tradition stood, I was sick on Christmas and your lap and snuggles were reserved for me, despite you being worn out and having 7 other children wanting your attention. I will never forget the excitement you and Dad shared with Courtney and I the day Brooke arrived to join our family. Your love and support of your grands is unmatchable, from the oldest A-teamer to the youngest on the B team. Now that excitement continues with the great-grands, and you share in the joy Brooke and I are experiencing with baby Merritt. Mom, I love you. I appreciate how you always find the silver lining, the values you instilled in me, and your unconditional love for your huge family. I am proud and grateful that you are my mother. Happy birthday, Mother. 90 big years. I love you, Annie Boo.
Hey Nannie, Courtney here. I met you in 1980 right before your big 50th birthday party in Tulsa. You or your children probably don't remember that, but I do because I didn't make the cut. Gosh, that seems like 40 years ago. So anyways, hope you have as much fun on your 90th. Love you and happy birthday. Go play, have fun.
Hey, Mom. It's number 6 here. James Patrick, Jim Pat, Snares, Snack Pat. I'm flattered that you chose me out of 8 to be your favorite. It is rather obvious, by the way. Who else did you shop for days or maybe even weeks to find just the right purple leisure suit for our family pic many, many years ago? Who else requested a baby picture from you and was given a picture of their older brother? You insisted it was me, by the way, despite the 1958 Olin Mills stamp. I was born in '60. But seriously, Mom, all 8 of us know just how special we are to you and have never questioned or doubted your love for us. My childhood memories aren't super vivid, but the ones I have are mostly awesome. Great family vacations. You, Dad, Jim, and Lucy coming to my Subiaco basketball games. Michael tripping over you when you genuflected at Christ the King Church, and many, many more. The exception stems from the days when I brought home my Christ the King report cards. Yikes. You have multiple traits that I admire, but the one that constantly impresses me is your outlook on life. You never have an off day. Every day is a great day. My friends and cousins loved coming to our house. They still comment on how nice you always were to them and how you were always pleasant. I often think of how similar you are to the saint Grandma Rowlett, who also had an awesome outlook on life. I love you, Mom, and hope you have an absolutely fantastic 90th birthday.
Nannie. This is Susan. You have been such a kind mother-in-law. I appreciate how you occasionally would tell stories about my parents. It seemed like you always knew when I needed a refreshing memory. With you raising 8 kids, you were always a good parental source. I remember one day when Pat and I and the kids were visiting. Shelby and Jake were 3 and 2 years of age. After reading every book on the strong-willed child, I asked you if any of your kids were strong-willed. You paused for a little while, and then you said, "Yes, 8 of them." Well, happy 90th birthday, Nannie. Thank you for raising such a wonderful son, Pat. We love you.
Where have all the flowers gone? I'm thinking about my childhood, Mom, and in my memory, you were kind, sweet, and positive, even when I knew that I was being especially annoying. That's been true my whole life. You drove to Phoenix with me when I moved. Remember that? Me and everything I own stuffed in my small SUV. You were going to stay with Nancy and Lon for a week. You met me at the Wynn's house in Tulsa, and you had this sort of medium-sized suitcase. I saw you and I was so mad. Where in the world were we going to put that? I was such a brat. You simply laid that suitcase on the ground, pulled out all of your clothes, your shoes, your makeup, and just started shoving them into any little space you could find, under the seats, in the cup holders, anywhere. You said goodbye to the wind, and then you just got into the car. That story illustrates so many of your qualities as my mom. First of all, your steadfast presence. I needed a travel mate, a co-pilot, and you were there, as you always are. Then there's flexibility, your willingness to just make things work. My things don't have to be in this suitcase. Come on, let's just go. Most of all, though, you understood more than I did at the time how difficult that transition was for me, and that my anger was misplaced, as it so often is between mom and child. You were understanding and patient, always so patient. You guided me and this whole brood patiently into adulthood, to not just love each other, but really like each other, to celebrate all things together, enjoy great big huge belly laughs together, and when there's a need, to be there for each other. Mom, it is an incredible gift you have given us. Thank you, and happy birthday.
Hi, Nannie. You and I will be forever linked to the infamous kerosene bed caper of 1991. Janet's graduation was my very first exposure to you and the Nolte family at large. Very large. The kerosene bed notwithstanding, you were such a warm and hospitable hostess. You immediately made me feel like a part of the family. Literally, from that moment forward, we have shared an incredible amount of love, laughter, and sorrow, for which I will be forever grateful. My favorite memories are simple ones, playing cards or dominoes, hearing stories, then hearing them again, and again, and again. You fixing breakfast in the morning for our kids when they were very young, and we sent them across the street to visit you and Papa when you stayed in Arizona. I truly feel blessed to have you as my mother-in-law and to be part of this incredible Nolte family, even though I admit I do get Noltitis. Happy 90th birthday to you. I love you, a bushel and a peck.
I'm the youngest of 8. 8. And the mother of 1. As the mother of 1, I can only begin to imagine how tired you must have been, Mom. How you must have desperately needed a minute of solitude or a little treat to keep just for yourself. But I don't know if you ever got it. You tried, hiding the cookies behind the dining room door, duh. Coke in your coffee cup. You couldn't even get a moment's peace to enjoy a cigarette on the pot, with your legs crossed, of course. And the bathtub. Just a few minutes alone to relax in the bathtub? Wrong. As if it wasn't enough having honey there under the bathroom counter looking at you. I learned at a young age how to unlock the bathroom door with a butter knife. And along I came to climb in the tub with you. You always let me in, 'cause that's what moms do. I recently watched the documentary of Mr. Rogers and thought of you. He said, "Who in your life has smiled you into smiling, laughed you into laughing, sung you into singing, loved you into loving? Who have you always known loved you unconditionally?" Those questions are easy for me. My mom. I stand strong, independent, rooted and right with the world in the knowing of your unconditional love, Mom, and I love you back. Happy 90th birthday.
Happy birthday, Nannie,
from your number one grandson
and his beautiful bride. On your 90th birthday, I want you to know that you're the model for the woman I want to be. You taught me from a young age to love my family. The A-team formed a bond stronger than the stockings you knitted us and stuffed with even more love. I got to grow up knowing my great-grandmother, and now my kids get the same amazing gift with an equally amazing woman.
We're always having such fun with you, from reunions to holidays.
Every moment with you is like finding the $5 egg.
You are the life of the party, always smiling through the chaos and never stopping until you do. Yes, that is you and Hadley snoring away at 1 a.m. after a Christmas party.
Happy birthday! We're looking forward to the next time we can sit on your lap and crush your bones. Love you!
Nannie, I love you. This is your unequivocally, absolutely favorite grand old Patrick Ayers. How excited could I possibly be to get to celebrate your big 9-0? Words can't even say. But I thought it might be fun if we try a birthday game. So first, close your eyes and imagine all of us sitting in a big circle around you. Now, you know the rules for this game, so let's go ahead and open up your eyes, lace up your shoes, and move to the edge of the seat. Because here we go. None of my cousins bake the best hootin' toots in town. None of my cousins carefully hide those hootin' toots in a well-known location. With a salt layer, of course. None of my cousins would insist on seconds or even thirds at lunch before bringing out coffee and ice cream for dessert. None of my cousins host the greatest Christmas party ever, year after year, with a seemingly endless guest list. None of my cousins can make anyone's heart swell with a warm hug and a lipstick kiss on the cheek. None of my cousins would play this game until 4 a.m. despite having a concussion. None of my cousins have loved, led, and taught dozens of their family members with absolute compassion and dedication. And I know all of my cousins, much like myself, either rush for a new seat from each of these items, or at minimum, we look to your inspiration to do so the next time we play this game. Either way, we all know that you hustled for them all. And while most of us are still searching for a breath, we know that you're rearing to go. So let's have one more. This one I know will have us all up out of our seats. None of my cousins have ever felt so blessed by anything as to have you in our lives, Nannie. Love you. Happy 90th.
Hi, Nannie. It's Shannon. I've been thinking about what to say to you on this extraordinary occasion of your 90th birthday. So many ideas have crossed my mind. After all, we have 43 years of fun memories together. And while that isn't nearly as many years as you've had with Jody, it's still a lot. You became a grandmother to the A team before you were even finished raising your own kids. How much extra chaos did 3 rowdy boys and 1 sweet little girl add to your already busy calendar? I'm sure you remember it differently than I do, because to me, time with you has always been fun. You had all sorts of creative ideas to keep us entertained. Every summer, you toted us down to Hot Springs and tempted us with H&R Block tax seminars, dinners at Buffy's Barfeteria, and tours of the landfill. We are still grateful for your lessons on boat safety and the allotted 30 minutes of time per day for tubing. When we really got on your nerves, you'd send us searching for the tin of homemade cookies, knowing we'd go straight for the hiding spot behind the dining room door, and would sit there quietly stuffing our faces until you pretended you just found us. You loaned us your box fans, extension cords, quilts, pillows, everything we needed for a clubhouse sleepover. You knew we were not going to stay out there once the sun went down. And sure enough, when we came inside after someone told a spooky story, you welcomed us with open arms. And then, when I was older, 18, you dubbed me the chauffeur for you and the nitwits over to the bingo parlor in Roland. You bought my bingo card, and I drove you crazy gals home after you'd had a few bevies. Win-win. Nannie, I've learned so much from you over the years. Things like how to avoid expensive movie theater snacks by sneaking a bag of popcorn into my purse. That handwritten cards sent by mail are worth the effort. And that Taliano's makes a great heat-at-home Thanksgiving dinner that will easily pass as a homemade meal. On a more serious note, Nannie, you always say no one loves family more than me, but that's actually not true. There's one person who loves family more than me. You. Thank you for all the years of fun, faith, and family. I love you. Happy birthday.
Hey Nannie, it's Jake Frederick. I wanted to say happy birthday. I hope that today you feel as special as you make everybody else feel every other day. We love you. I love you. You are amazing. Happy birthday.
Hey, Nannie. It's Jay here. You know, the youngest of your original 4 grandkids. Just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Let you know we love you. We're thinking about you. And wanted to share some pictures here that we've saved over the years. We didn't really have a whole lot of old pictures. I'm pretty sure most of my good real photos are somewhere in my mom's garage, and it could take years to find that stuff. Anyhow, we dug up these right here and just wanted to share those with you and wish you a happy birthday, tell you we loved you, and remind you that the smiles here in these pictures you created. Love you very much and hope to see you soon.
Hey, Nanny. It's your favorite grandchild. You know, the big Asian one who lives in Phoenix. This birthday is a big one and just reminds me of how much you've done and all you've got to experience. I'll always remember the big Christmases in Fort Smith back when we were able to make it. But even more, I remember when you and Papa would come and stay out in Phoenix and actually ended up staying in the complex where Sid and I live now. I remember that you were always out here for the time around my birthday, so the first memory I have was when you guys got me a Game Boy Color, and my first Pokemon game and how exciting it was to get something that was, really new and popular and so cool. I think I spent the entire rest of that birthday night just sitting in the corner and playing the game until the batteries died. I remember looking forward to lemon meringue pie and knowing that whenever you visited, that was a guarantee. And if I was lucky, a butterscotch pie or a chocolate pie. I remember a specific birthday, too, where I invited a friend over and we had dinner, we played cards all night, and we ended up just spending the night there and having a blast. One of the more recent memories, though, was, when I got to take you to church with all the B-Team grandkids and getting to watch you show us all off to everybody there, even though I had kind of a ridiculous haircut at the time. And even though you have tons and tons of grandchildren and great-grandchildren, I know you've managed to be a huge part of all of our lives, and every one of us has our own unique memories of you. You've always made each and every one of us feel special and unique in our own way, and with how many of us there are, I think that's a pretty special feat. We all love you so much, Nannie. Happy birthday.
Nannie, Brooke here. Wow, 90 fabulous years. I feel so blessed to have gotten to spend 30 of those with you. As I reflect back on those years and all the fun memories we have had, I recall our summer trips to the lake. I look forward to this week all year long because despite the vast number of us, you always found a way to give us that special one-on-one time. Those weeks were always filled with lots of baking, movies, cuddles, and hours of riding the tube on the lake. My other favorite memories are all of the holiday gatherings, or more specifically known as clumps. As an only child, I loved getting to be surrounded by all my cousins, which are more like siblings to me, during our celebrations. There was always something to look forward to, like getting tickled and harassed by the A-team until we screamed or cried so loud our parents had to intervene, to finally graduating from the children's table at the young age of 23. I now get the pleasure of seeing you with my daughter, Merritt, and showing her the same love that you have showed all of us. Thank you for loving us each individually and making us feel so special. You're truly one of a kind. Love, your favorite granddaughter, Brooke.
Hey Nannie, it's Drew. I'm here with Kelsey and our little dog Charlie. Just wanted to wish you a happy 90th birthday. And I was thinking about some memories that I've got with you. And obviously the first thing that came to my mind was all the time that I spent on you and Pawpaw's yard. I always knew and looked forward to finishing and getting to come in and talk to you guys, spend time with you, and you always had a treat for me when I got done, like ice cream or pie, and that was always something to look forward to as well. So I really loved getting to spend that time with you guys, and it's something that I still think about now. But anyways, happy birthday. We miss you. We love you. Bye.
Sydney. My cooking class with you on Sunday morning is certainly because of overall experience and just getting to talk with you. We don't talk that often. Very good. When you come to Phoenix, I would love to go shopping at Marshall's again. I remember one of your favorite things to do was knitting. Clothing. Like the dress you made for me when I was a little girl. I remember when everyone said we were going to take you to Mass at Christmas time. I thought that meant we were going to drop you off. I'm glad we got to go together with most of my cousins. It was experience I'll never forget. The thing I wish for you most on your 90th birthday is just love. and good health. I love you, Nannie. Happy 90th birthday. Bye.
Hi, Nannie. It's Shelby. Happy 90th birthday. I have just been thinking so much about you and how thankful I am for you. I remember when Drew, Jake, Jordan, Brooke, and I were younger, you would take us to the lake and with Father David and drive us around on the boat and cook for us. And that was just such a sweet time and such good memories. And I will always cherish those. Nannie, you have always inspired me with how strong you are and just how much you do for your family and how much you love each and every one of us. And always remember our birthdays. I love you.
Hey, Nannie. It's your favorite wedding escort, Jake. As I was trying to think back on a funny story that we have together, my mind kept reminiscing on the summers where Jordan and I got to go to Dovey's Lake House and spend a week out there with you. I always look forward to these trips. It was always special to get to spend time with you and Jordan and Dovey and Father David. But I especially look forward to them when we were living out of state and we didn't get to see you as often. I remember one time where between all of our stunts and shenanigans, we must have really worn you thin because as we were being pulled on the tube and you were supposed to be watching to make sure we didn't fall off, we looked up and there you were on the back of the boat, mouth wide open, completely snoozing, facing out toward us. I guess it's true that us Nolties really can sleep through anything. On a serious note, Nannie, you've always done such a great job letting each of your grandchildren know that we matter and making each of us feel special, despite there being about 50 of us. You and Papa instilled a deep love and family in all of us, and that's what makes our time together so special and makes us all truly love getting to be around each other. I love you, I miss you, and I hope you have a wonderful birthday.
Hi, Nannie. This is your grandson, Jordan. Just wanted to wish you a happy 90th birthday and let you know how honored and proud I am to be your grandson. I always thank my lucky stars that I was fortunate enough to be a part of this loving, caring, hilarious, and humongous family that you stand as the matriarch of. You've had such an impact on my life and the lives of your kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, and the list goes on and on. We've had a lot of special memories and moments throughout the years. Between holidays, celebrations, me being your lawn boy for 5 or 6 years. But I think the one that I will cherish the most forever was when I got to see you meet Brooks for the first time and watching the way that you lit up and just loved him so much and the way that he loved you so much back was so special to me, and I will cherish that moment forever. Us Nolties sure are a lucky bunch to have you leading the family, and the world is definitely a better place getting to have you for 90 years. It's hard to believe you're a day over 60 with the positive attitude and energy that you constantly bring to the table. You make us so proud, and we are so honored to have you as the leader of this great family. So happy 90th birthday. We love you so much.
Hey, Nannie, this is Grant. Just wanted to say happy 90th birthday. I'm so happy for you, and I hope you're having the best day ever. We're all thinking of you, and we all love you a lot. I hope you know that. There's been several memories that I've had with you over the years, and I know that Jordan and Drew have probably mentioned the lawn mowing, but that's something that hit home for all three of us, I think, just because we got to spend so much time with you and with Pawpaw. But looking back at those memories, I just remember mowing the yard and always counting on you to have a big serving of ice cream or an ice cream sandwich for me waiting as soon as I finished up working in that heat. It was really special to all three of us just to get to spend that time with you guys, and we love you so much, and we couldn't be more happy for you, and just thrilled to be celebrating your birthday. Love you very much.
Hey, Nannie, it's Jared.
The story I want to tell actually comes from the Nolte family reunion. We were introduced to a very lovely game. The game is called All My Cousins. Now, as fitting as this game is for our family, we did manage to Nolte it up, and we played for hours through the night and into the early morning, and man, did we have a blast. We had, Jody revealing to everyone who had passed gas during that game. We had parents learning about their kids' debacles. We had kids learning way more than they would have liked about their parents. As funny as that game was, my favorite memory from it was actually one of the scariest to begin with. I can't remember how it came about, but the Wind and Nannie ended up almost being stuck on their feet, and I'm not sure what was going through Wind's mind, but she roller derby checks Nannie and sends her to the ground. We're all in disbelief. We're looking at each other and we can't believe what just happened. And everyone being concerned about Nannie, the game stops and everyone's quiet, and you can hear Nannie from the floor, and she says, "Go on now, keep playing your game. Don't let me impede on your game." And I love that story because even though Nannie very well could have been killed by her own daughter, she never wants to impede on the fun, and is always looking out for making sure that everyone in her family is having a good time. And Nannie, I love and appreciate you so much for it.
Hey Nannie, it's Amanda. I wanted to talk about the time that you taught me how to knit. There was one day when you and Papa were in Phoenix and my mom sent me over to your house across the street. When I got there, you took me to the craft store and you let me pick out my yarn. It was light blue, purple, and white, and you bought me knitting needles and you told me that you were going to teach me how to make a scarf because that is the easiest thing to knit. It didn't matter that it was easy. I was terrible at it, and I'm known to complain when I'm not good at things. I remember how patient you were with me, though, how you explained the steps to me over and over again, how you went back and fixed every wrong stitch, even when I threw fits about how I just couldn't figure it out. I think I made it about 5 rows into the scarf that day, 95% of that definitely done by you. Listen, I'm not going to lie and say that I finished the scarf. That's not the inspirational part. But that was only because I was a little kid, and knitting is not nearly as fun as getting into trouble with the neighbors. The inspirational part, though, is that I held on to those 5 rows of knitted scarf for years, because looking at it reminded me of the day that I spent with my nanny, and the day that she made time for me to teach me something new, regardless of how reluctant I was to learn it. You have instilled in all of us the need and want to make time for one another, and that is so special, and it's what makes being a part of the Nolte family so great. Happy birthday, Nannie. I love you, and I miss you.
Hi, Nannie. It's Rio, your favorite grandson. Happy birthday. Tomorrow I'll talk to you on my birthday because I just couldn't make it into the world quite fast enough to have the same one as you. I had to have a day all to myself. One memory I have is in the past couple years when we've both been in Arizona for Thanksgiving, that I would be the youngest there and you would be the oldest there. So of course it was hard to find things that we would both enjoy. You would want to do knitting and go to the yarn shop, and I would want to go go-karting. So we would compromise by going go-karting. I really appreciate that about you, and I'm happy that I've learned from you that sometimes it isn't doing what you enjoy that makes you happy, but watching your loved ones do what they enjoy that can make you happy. Thank you for that. And also thank you for taking me to the go-kart track, because who knows if I'd be doing the things that I'm doing with a car today if I hadn't had that experience. I love you, and I hope you have an awesome 90th birthday. Bye.
Hey Nannie, it's your greatest great-grandson Aiden. Just wanted to say happy birthday and thank you for always making us happy, the whole Nolte family. At every family reunion and Christmas party, you've always made everyone smile. And I hope that we've been able to make you smile.
Hey Nanny, it's Allie, your favorite great-grandchild. Not many kids get to grow up with a great-grandma in their life, which makes me so lucky to have the best one in the whole entire world. I have no idea what I would do without you. You've taken me on fun trips, such as Camp Nanny Boo, and you've even taught me how to knit. You've shown up in all my major moments in the Catholic faith, teaching me how to love God more and more. You always hug me so tight and put a smile on my face every time I get to see you. Thank you for being one of my biggest role models by teaching me to love my family and God unconditionally. I love you so, so much, and I hope you have a great 90th birthday. Love you.
Hey Nanny, I love you so much. I wish you a very happy birthday. I want you to know how much of an absolute blast I have every time I come to your home. Us enjoying time with my family, putting on skits that are so much fun. But the one thing that I value most is the hats that you knit us. I really have loved every single one of the hats that you have made me, and all the times we made shows using the hats. Some of my favorite hats were the stuffy hats, which I think I had the cute little yodeler on top of mine. And one of my other favorite ones was the minion hats that you made us. I really liked them because they're super creative and they were cute. And at the time, I liked minions a lot. And I'll keep that hat for as long as I can. And Nanny, I will forever remember the love that you put into making the beautiful stockings that you've passed on to me from now on and forever. I love my stocking and I will never get rid of it. Nanny, I love you so much and I'm so glad I've gotten to be with you for as long as I can remember. Have a happy birthday, and remember, I love you a bushel and a peck and a hug around the neck.
Hi, Nanny. Happy birthday. You have had such a big effect on me. You taught me how to knit. You listened to all my violin songs every time we were together. And most importantly, you taught me to love and support my family no matter what. I love you a bushel and a peck and a hug around the neck. Mwah.
Hey, Nanny. It's your favorite great-granddaughter, Palmer. I just wanted to take a minute to say happy birthday. Every year on my birthday, you send me a card. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I've kept each and every one. I can't say the same about the money inside, though. You'd always get me something special for my birthday, so this is my special little thing for you. You've always been my #1 fan when it comes to my plays. You'd always sit in the front row, even for roles when I had only 2 or 3 lines. Before each show, me and all my other cast member friends would talk about how many people we had coming. They would say that they had 5 or 6 people coming, and I would always say that I had 15 because of this amazing family that you've given me. You've made Christmas my absolute favorite holiday because we get to be with you and do the skit for you, and we get to have hats and stockings, and absolutely no one goes hungry on your watch. Happy birthday, Nanny. I love you a bushel and a peck and a hug around the neck.
Hi, I'm Isaac, and today I'll be talking about what makes me think about Nanny. Marshmallow rabbits make me think about Nanny. Marshmallow rabbits make me think about Nanny and all the great holidays we spent together, eating food, playing games, and more. And while we can't do that this year, we can still have a great year. And happy birthday, Nanny. Alright. Bye.
Hi, Nanny. This is Ben.
I hope you're having a fun birthday watching all these videos. And if I'm not the first, let's start. I remember when you told me the virtual in the peck. I was acting all confused when you first said that, but then you finished off with a hug around the neck. I think I shedded a tear, not sure. But from now on, I will always remember that. And thank you for teaching me it. A bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck.
Hi, Nannie. I hired a stand-in on the voice part of my message to you. I just want to tell you that I can hardly wait for our ongoing snuggles, our trip to the lake, our ice cream anytime I want it, fun family Christmases, and playing with all my cousins at your house. I can't wait. Love you. Happy birthday from Merritt.